In this lesson, we're moving on to our next project, which will be toned paper drawing. And toned paper refers to a slightly colored paper that occupies the middle values of our drawing. So if we look at our sheet, most of you have received this sheet already. It's a brown color and it's in a middle value. If for some reason you did not receive this sheet, you may use craft paper, which is a little browner than the one I'm using, but pretty close to the mid-tone. Or you can use a brown shopping bag and cut the sheet to 9 by 12 inches. Okay? They're basically made of all the same kind of fibers. So either one you want to use is perfectly fine. I'm going to demonstrate on the one that I've given you. And we're going to begin just like we begin all of our drawings. We're going to lightly sketch in a B pencil. If I have to make any erasures, I'm going to use the gum in relationship to this pencil. Okay? And then after we sketch this, we're going to draw our onions in Conte pencil. I have a sanguine pencil, which is the red one, and I have a white one. And those I'm going to sharpen with my sharpener in the wider hole. The graphite is for the smaller hole, the Conte, the larger hole. I might use this, which is a stomp, rolled piece of paper. And I'm going to use the gum eraser for the Conte. All right? So let's go back to our graphite, right? So if we look at our onions, I would like you to set them up so that they are not just sitting next to each other, but one's further back and one is more forward so that I create more of a diagonal composition. All right. Once I've decided on where the onions are going to go, I'm going to lightly sketch it in with my B pencil. All right, and just use your straight lines to conceive of your circular onion, okay? You can use an axis, like we always do, which runs from the root section to the top. All right, let me get my other one in here. The axis on that one is almost parallel, but ever so slightly different. All right, so short straight lines kind of chip away at my sphere. I also want you to think of the cross contour, which is going to be at the widest point of your onion. Here, this one's going the opposite way. Look at the widest point and create that cross contour, which tells me if the onion is turned towards me or turned away from me, or if I'm looking at the side of it, okay? My closer onion is dramatically turned towards me, and then my further away onion is just slightly turned towards me, okay? Then start to block in your cast shadow for your onion. You'll notice that the onion that is further away from your light source is going to have a slightly longer shadow. And then the one that's closer to your light source will have a shorter shadow. And then the width of the shadow is going to depend on how turned your onion is. If you're looking at it from the side, it's going to be a little thinner. If you're looking at it more turned towards you, it'll probably be a little bit fatter. Okay? But every onion is individual. All right? Some are larger and rounder than others. Some are longer and narrower. All right, so after you sketch all that in, you're going to make your comparisons. All right? So you're going to use your brush handle or anything straight, and you're going to do your horizontal comparisons and your vertical comparisons. just like we did in all previous projects. And after you do that, you're going to redraw and correct any mistakes that you have. And don't forget about doing proportional comparisons as well. How big is the close onion compared to the far onion? And once you've made your comparisons, then I want you to go in and lightly block in your shadow pattern, your form shadow pattern on your onions. Now remember, when we talk about the sphere or spherical objects, there's going to be a point on the onion that is going to project forward. It's going to be the closest point towards you. Okay, so always double check your shadow pattern at that point and see which way the curve is going to go. On my near onion, it's starting to curve this way. On my far onion, it's less of a curve, and then it dramatically changes direction to go sideways. Okay? All right. Now, once you feel confident about your drawing, make sure your graphite, so you're not getting too heavy or too dark. Once you feel confident, I want you to lighten it up, okay, with your gum eraser, okay? You're going to lighten. What you've decided is where your onions are going to go. And the reason that we have to do this is because Conte does not like to go on top of lead or graphite. So you have to clean up your sheet a little bit so that the Conte can go on. Okay, so once you've done that, then you're going to go in, I'll do this onion here, and you're going to re-sketch your onion with your Conte now. You have guidelines now, okay? And you're going to re-sketch your onions. And Conte it's forgiving like charcoal is, and that's actually the way we're going to apply the Conte, is just like we applied our charcoal in our mass drawing project. Okay? Again, go back and add the pattern for your form shadows. Okay? And then you basically have a map of what you're going to do. All right? And with the Conte, we don't want to get too heavy, too fast. We want to stay light and slowly build up to the darks. All right? So then you're going to go in, what we always do, go in with value 4. You're going to use parallel diagonal lines or cross contours to fill in your value 4, okay, including your cast shadow. And this provides a light map of what's going on in your drawing, okay? Now, I'm not going to be able to finish the drawing as I'm talking here, so try to get it this far, and I would like you to work on value 4 and value 5. 5 is the shadow edge and the darker part of the cast shadow, okay, and slowly build that up. And then next time I'm going to talk about using the white Conte. Now remember, do not forget that this tone paper will always be present in the drawing, okay? It'll always occupy the space between where the red is and where the white is, because the main rule is this: the red and the white shall never, ever, ever touch, okay? Otherwise we'll have a pink drawing, and that's not cool, okay? No pink drawings, okay? And just to give you an idea where we're headed, this is what your drawing is going to look like. Okay? And you can see how I've added value 4 in here. I've slowly gotten darker, value 5, value 4, value 5, okay? Value 4, value 5, okay? Onions are very reflective, so don't make your shadow area too dark, too heavy, too fast. And then you'll see this brown paper occupies a space between the red and the white. They're never touching, okay? That's part of the reason why we're experimenting with tone paper. And like I said, we'll cover more about the white Conte next class.